Welcome back to Real Rapport.
I'm Cameron. This is Connor.
Let's get real. Okay, so today it's been a while. So I have a few updates that I wanted to just run by you, see what your thoughts are.
Okay.
There's a few trailers we can watch, and then there's a larger section that I kind of want to do towards the end. It's kind of like a little fun bit we can do.
Okay. I like bits.
So the couple updates that I wanted to talk to you about, just like little movie updates, announcements that have been made. Number one is they're making The Mummy 4.
Oh.
I don't know if you heard about that.
No, is it going to be with Tom Cruise?
No, they're bringing back Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz.
Oh.
So I don't know. I think I watched the original Mummy a couple times when I was younger.
Uh-huh.
I feel like we watched the third one a lot, where it was like they're in China with the
with their kid.
Yeah, with the kid.
Yeah, we watched that one a lot. We did watch that one.
I don't remember the second one that well. I remember the
Scorpion
first
King.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. I think I've seen that one once in my life.
But I think we saw the first one a couple times on TV.
Yeah, definitely. But we watched the third one the most, I think.
Yeah, but I just thought it was interesting that they're doing a fourth one with those original actors.
Yeah.
What do you? Your initial reaction?
I'm surprised. Uh-huh. I think it's cool. I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not something I needed another one for.
Sure.
But I like those actors. I mean, my girlfriend is a big Brendan Fraser.
Oh, really?
Fan.
Oh, okay. I didn't know she was.
So she'll be happy to hear that. That's for sure.
Yeah. But I think there's two different sides to it. On the first hand.
Yep.
Sorry. On the first hand, what am I saying? On one hand, yeah, there we go. On one hand, it's exciting because those movies are beloved. They might not be classic, perfect movies or whatever. People love them. They're very endearing adventure horror movies.
Right.
And part of the charm of them is those two lead actors. Yeah. Which that's exciting to hear that they're coming back. On the other hand, they're not super old, but
it's been a minute since that third one.
And maybe is it, can they still carry a sort of adventure franchise? I mean, it's not an action necessarily franchise, but there's a lot of stunt work involved. Yeah. I mean, they could I guess, I don't know. I haven't done too much research into what they've been up to, but I know that there is Brendan Fraser had a hard time with his health due to the Hollywood industry. I think back in the day, there was a lot of pressure, especially in George of the Jungle, for his image and stuff that.
Okay.
And then I know he was in The Whale a couple of years ago, which was kind of about a bigger guy. So I guess I don't know anything about his personal health details or anything like that. But I'm just wondering, if he would have any limitations as opposed to the physical performance that would be required for that. That's my only concern, I guess.
Yeah. I think the most comparable thing to me, which I haven't seen, is the most recent Indiana Jones movie because oh wow, no way I forgot his name.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford. There we go. That's crazy. Harrison Ford played, I don't know if action star is the right word, but Indiana Jones was not a passive role.
Yeah,
right?
It's action. Yeah. It's an adventure movie, but a lot of adventure movies are action movies.
That has some action in it.
Yeah.
And then he's done a lot of things since then. But even in the things that he's done recently, he's still kind of been action hero-esque. He played an older Han Solo. He played President Ross in the new Captain America, right?
Yeah.
Which I guess probably wasn't the most intensive thing.
Which he did a good job in the role, and there is a lot of action for that character, but maybe not with him being the guy doing the action.
But my point is, at least with the Star Wars ones, there's a lot of times they're getting blasted at, and so they're running along.
Yeah.
And I think that, and I don't know, I haven't seen the most recent Indiana Jones, so I can't speak on it. But I think that would be our closest comparison. He's kind of maintained the similar status, and now came back to the same role versus Brendan Fraser. I don't think has done a similar type movie in a long time.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's only done dramas recently. Yeah. I mean, I still think that he's a good actor, but I wonder maybe they have some creative ideas as to how they can have him like be the lead in the movie and still have some really entertaining action adventure sequences. Maybe they have some cool camera work they can do where they can get some stunt guys in there to help them out or something.
From what you had read or seen, I guess, did it seem to you like they were going to be our protagonists again, or were they gonna maybe be I don't want to say silent, that feels wrong, but like a B character for
it seemed
other people?
like they were the leads to me.
Okay.
I don't remember where their characters leave off. I mean, I know they have a kid in the third one who's basically like an adult at that point, right? Yeah, he's like 17, 18 or something.
Wait, isn't he... The one I was thinking of, he's like 12.
What?
That's what I was thinking of.
In The Mummy 3?
If that's the one that I was thinking about when we were talking.
Okay.
Because it's the first one where they meet, and then the second... Is the second one the one where he's a kid? Maybe that's what it is. And the third one is Scorpion King, and we watch the second one a lot?
No. The second one's definitely Scorpion King, but maybe he's a kid in the Scorpion King. Maybe they have a kid already on Scorpion King. Maybe. I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'm getting them mixed up. That's totally possible.
I've never seen the second one, I don't think. Maybe once on TV. I don't know.
Okay.
But I just remember the kid being like an adult, and he like falls in love with like an Asian girl, maybe because I think they're in China, and the mummy is a Chinese mummy. And I think there's like this protector lady, maybe played by like Michelle Yeoh or someone. Maybe not Michelle Yeoh, but like somebody who has like an ancient, like ethereal vibe to them, you know?
I think I'm mixing the beginning of the second movie into the remainder of the third movie, and that's really throwing me.
Okay. Maybe I do remember them having like a younger kid at one point. Oh gosh.
Okay, I guess what we're learning is that neither of us really know how those first three movies end off.
What we're learning is that we need to rewatch the Mummy series.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I did get the impression that they were leads, so that's...
Okay.
Yeah, so it sounds exciting.
Yeah. I'm definitely excited to see a trailer for it, and I'll go from there, I think.
Yeah.
Or maybe
it's supposed to come out in 2 years, so...
Okay, so I'll be patient.
See. Yeah, we'll see.
Okay.
But there's another movie that's supposed to come out next year in 2027 called Helldivers.
Oh.
and they announced, I don't know if it was necessarily the lead, but
this one with Henry Cavill?
No.
What's the movie he was doing recently? Oh, Warhammer? I think Warhammer's getting...
Oh, really? I didn't hear about that.
He's going to be in.
That's cool.
It might be a show, but I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
My bad.
That sounds interesting.
Yeah, I don't know much about that.
No, but they announced, I'm assuming that he's going to be the lead, but they announced that Jason Momoa is cast in the Helldivers movie, which I think is perfect, right? Doesn't that sound perfect?
That'd be amazing.
Because he has that kind of like vibe of like someone who, like he's this big guy, but he doesn't take himself too seriously, and I think that's what you need. Like this, like you can be an action star that doesn't take yourself too seriously to be in Helldivers, right?
Yeah, definitely. I think one thing that I might be a little hesitant for is, well, one, I've only played the second game. We only played it for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
And so I guess I don't know the whole story for that world.
Yeah.
So I don't know what point they'll take. But you spend a lot of time in that game with a helmet on. And I have two thoughts of that. One, he has fantastic hair, and will a helmet ruin that hair? And two,
what if the hair's just like spilling out?
Just spilling out? Then I would love that. That'd be fantastic. Two is, I think Jason Momoa, like a lot of actors, but I think Jason Momoa specifically is so good at using his face for acting. Like the way he manipulates his face works a lot for when he's playing a comedic part, which I think there's going to be a necessary amount of comedy, or I want a certain amount of comedy in this.
Yeah, I think that.
And if there's a helmet,
because it should be satirical, right?
I hope so. Yeah.
But I think he also does a good job with his voice acting. Like he can get that across with his voice. But yeah, definitely, I see what you're saying.
Definitely.
I don't know.
Would you prefer how the helmet will play into it?
Sure. Would you prefer to have his character not wear a helmet as much so you can have that, or would you prefer like it to be more true, like to the game and have the helmet and then work with not seeing his face as much? I
think give him the helmet. I think that's cool. I'm not I don't think Helldivers has as much lore in the way that like Halo does, where when they did that show and Master Chief took his helmet off, that was a huge uproar, right? Because that doesn't happen. I don't think this is quite as deep as that or quite as serious as that. So I think they can play with it a lot.
Sure.
I personally think just put the helmet on and have them take it off whenever, like whatever happens.
Well, what I was going to say is I think that this was a concern for a lot of people before The Mandalorian came out, because they were like, their protagonist going to be wearing a helmet all the time, like.
Right.
How's that? Like, how are we going to get the actor's performance? And I think Pedro Pascal like proved that you can give a good performance.
Yeah.
And with a helmet on, even like it's such a core part of the character that like whenever he takes it off, or like
you were like freaking out, right?
Yeah, it was like it was an impactful moment in season 2 when he has to take it off to save Grogu. And then I haven't seen season 3, but I've heard that he maybe takes it off somewhat. And then people are like, oh, that's not a good time for him to take it off. Or it's like it became such a core part of the character to wear the helmet, even though that was something people were hesitant about initially, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think people were concerned about like, you know, acting through a helmet, but we also get whole superhero movies where people are acting through masks, right?
Superman movies?
Superhero.
Oh yeah.
Where they're acting through masks, and that's fine, right? Yeah. So I know you can have you can show a little more facial expression with like a skin tight mask, right? Yeah. Than you can with a helmet.
Or like Batman's cowl or
whatever, you know, see a mouth or whatever. But I don't think it's gonna be that important.
Sure. I see what you're saying though. I see your comparison with like when they're in the action, they have their face covered, talking, dramatic scene. Maybe it's
they don't have not that big a deal, I don't think.
Yeah.
The other thing that I didn't think about until you brought up the Pedro Pascal Mandalorian thing is why there's certain roles and actors. I think it's curious to cast them as certain things if you're not going to show their face. Like Robert Downey Jr. playing Doom, we had to see his face. Yeah. Like as much as we talk about this, I don't want to see it. I don't think that that's necessary for that character, but you don't cast RDJ in that role unless you're going to show his face, right? This is another thing where it's like, it's Jason Momoa. You're going to show his face, right?
Yeah, definitely.
But
I guess that makes it all the more interesting that they really steered away from that in the first 2 seasons of Mandalorian too. I mean, Pedro Pascal wasn't like a huge household name at that point, I think.
I think that's when he was starting to show up in a lot of shows and stuff,
but like I don't think he would have like been like the thing that people went and watched that show for.
Yeah. People were watching because it's a Star Wars show about Mandalorians, right? Yeah, like that's cool.
Yeah.
And I think it probably wasn't even until like after the second season where Pedro Pascal was like that big name.
A household name, yeah, definitely. Interesting.
Yeah, that's cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, so that could be an exciting movie too.
Yeah. I'm cool with that. It's a movie, not a show?
Movie, yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that.
Okay, let's watch a couple of trailers.
Okay.
What do you... I'll give you some guesses if you want to figure out which trailer it is.
Well, I'm hoping that we watch the Spider-Man Noir one, because I have purposely not watched that in case you wanted to watch it. And I can't think of any other trailer that's ever come out since then.
All right. Well, the first one actually is the Spider-Man Noir trailer. Woo! So let's watch that one. I haven't really watched it. I watched a few clips, but...
I've seen a handful of things and then I go away. Oh, is that going to be the other one?
That might be one of them.
Okay. I saw people making fun of Woody going bald.
Woody's going bald? I didn't know that. I haven't watched anything from it yet.
Sorry.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, man.
Should we watch this one? That says Prime Video, probably, right?
Probably.
Okay, let's see. Okay.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff in there.
A lot of stuff in there. I think... Okay. First thing. I'm definitely more excited for this now than I was when it first got announced.
Oh, really?
I don't know if you and I talked about this on here or just together in person or whatever. But I was hesitant about Nicolas Cage playing...
Okay.
I think Nicolas Cage, being the age he is, playing a spider character.
Sure. Okay. I was gonna bring up his age. Yeah. Because I think he's in his 60s. If I'm not mistaken. I think we
looked this up before. I think he's way older than I thought.
I'm gonna guess 60.
Not way older. Sorry.
3?
I think I have a very skewed perception of how old people are, and I think I guessed like 54 last time. I think it's closer to 60 something.
62.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So I had it way off.
Yeah.
I found out that and I was like, oh no.
Well, I mean, if you really think about it, like Tom Cruise is
63?
older than him.
Whoa.
Oh. Okay, but Tom Cruise is
Tom Cruise is like that action guy. Like he's a freak of nature, right?
Yeah. No, but I know what you mean. Yeah, 60s is like a senior citizen.
Yeah. So I was hesitant about that.
Yeah.
Watching this, in for it. I'm in for him to play the character. I think he can bring the serious and goofy side to it. Maybe goofy's not the right word. Humorous side to it. Mm-hmm. That's really cool. I will say, don't know enough about the Spider-Noir character to understand the no powers thing they put out there.
Yeah, the no power comes no responsibility.
Yeah, I don't know if there's...
I thought that was a funny bit to put in there because I'm like, okay, where are we going with this?
Yeah.
Like, I think the vibes it gives is that like he's like, you know, he's kind of a crazy guy. Not crazy, but like he's like a loose cannon.
Yeah.
We don't know what he's gonna be. I don't really know what the plot of this is gonna be. True. But I liked the vibe of that line. But again, I don't know because like he doesn't have powers. Like we clearly see him using powers.
What I thought, yeah, maybe just
we clearly see him swinging around.
Yeah. But is that just web shooters and they're saying he doesn't have anything aside from that?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
We do very specifically see him chasing someone in the alley, like just running at them, right? Which is kind of weird.
Maybe it's not like
powers.
Superpowers. Maybe it's like no power
in the world
to
like
make a difference.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. Like I don't know.
I'm not sure the route they're gonna take on it. It's interesting though. One thing I will say is that putting the no responsibility is curious because Spider-Man doesn't have the same like no gun rule that Batman does normally, but he's pretty heavy on the no killing. And I have read not a single Spider-Man Noir solo story, but I do know that he does use guns. And so I don't know if that's maybe what they're trying to implant there, is that like he's not going to have the exact same moral compass we've seen every other Spider-Man have.
Oh, maybe
he's gonna have a little looser morals.
Maybe, yeah.
Which would be interesting. But yeah, I guess I'm a little confused by that no power bit.
It seems like he's like. Do you think the vibe of this is like he's becoming Spider-Noir for the first time, or does it seem like it's a story where he's already had like it's an origin story or not? You know,
I'm not sure. I think from the trailer, it's going to be similar to Homecoming, where he's new to it still, right? Like, but he has the powers before we meet him. Okay. Part of me hopes we spend maybe 10 minutes getting this character before Spider powers and watching him get the powers, and then we skip and we get 6 months into it or something. Because I don't necessarily need to see his first 2 weeks of being Spider-Man. I don't think. Yeah. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, this could be a very different version of Spider-Man's origin story. I mean,
true.
He seems like a very different person than Peter Parker is typically, right?
Well, that's what confuses me. I don't know why he's Ben Reilly.
I think I looked into it and like they didn't have the rights to use Peter Parker or something like that.
Interesting.
I think I could be like lying to you.
Okay.
Maybe, but I don't know.
And I think we did talk about this when we saw the poster. I just don't understand why they don't choose another name. And I know, and I understand that like it's a familiar name for people who like the Spider-Man character. They know who that is.
Some Spider-Man are Ben Reillys, right?
Like, yeah, but the Ben Reilly character comes with a connotation of being a clone.
Oh, I see.
Of Peter Parker, which
maybe they're going to go that direction.
Maybe that'd be crazy, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think the only other big thing, well, aside from the black and white versus the color, which I do want to talk to you about, because that's the only real debate I've been seeing online.
Yeah.
But there were 2 people in there who, aside from that, definitely seemed to have superpowers. There was a flash of a guy having electricity running through his hand.
Okay, I don't remember, but yeah.
His hand was kind of like sitting here. And
okay.
I don't know if Noir was in the background or some other character, but the hand was in the foreground. So that's Electro to me, which is which is a cool character to do for a black and white show, I think. And then there was a person who seemed to be on fire and okay with it, which says to me, fire powers. Which again which is also just cool in a time period, I think. And then the character,
because this is like in his universe, it's what, like the 1920s or
20s or 40s is what 40s, it is in my brain.
Maybe. Yeah, it seemed like maybe not 20s because like the way that he was interacting with people in like the office seemed maybe more like the 40s.
Yeah. I think I would love, and I doubt we'll get it, I would love to see a 40s Kingpin. I think it'd be so cool. I also just want to see a Kingpin interact with Spider-Man in general.
You do think it's going to be like characters that like are traditional Marvel characters that we know in a sense? Like it's going to be...
I would think so. I think they're gonna choose known Marvel characters that we haven't had thrown in the MCU yet. Which I guess maybe it would lead us to not have Electro because we had Jamie Foxx's Electro for a little bit.
I mean, it's going to have to be Spider-Man characters though, because this is a Sony production and not a Disney production, right?
Okay, yeah. That makes sense. So I don't know who they'll pick. I guess they probably won't do Kingpin now that he's in the MCU, right?
Yeah, probably not.
I'm just saying I'd love to see that. Yeah. That'd be really cool.
Maybe he'll be in Brand New Day. Do we know the villain for that? I think that just his Punisher is kind of the villain who becomes the
characters I know who are going to be in it are obviously Spider-Man, Punisher, Hulk, and then I think there was some rumors about Scorpion being in it.
Oh, okay.
I don't know the logistics on that or how truthful that is. But I am very excited for this. I don't know if you have anything you want to talk about.
Well, I just want to follow up on what you said about like your excitement level. Yeah. And I think when this was announced, I was like, oh, that sounds really cool. Like Nick Cage did a great job in Spider-Verse. Like that sounds like a cool idea. But I don't think, just with the volume of TV shows and movies and everything, like there's always something you can watch, right?
Yeah.
I think in my mind, I was like, that sounds like a cool idea. Like before this trailer came out, but I was like, it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to watch as a TV show. A TV show is a little bit of a bigger commitment than a movie is, right? If they release a movie, I seen most of those like superhero movies that come out.
Yeah.
I think I'm more into movies anyways, but like I'll watch a TV show if I think I'll really like it.
Yeah.
Watching this trailer, I'm like, okay, I'm interested in actually watching the TV show now. Because I thought it was a cool idea before, but now that I can like see more concretely like what they're going for, I really like the vibes that they gave here. Like everything went by so quickly that I might need to watch it again. But like, I don't have a clear idea of really what the story is other than like he's going through it. It seems like
yeah.
He's maybe like, I don't know if I would call it like a midlife crisis, but he's like, he seems like he has some like mental stuff he's dealing with in addition to like physical challenges with fight. Like he has to, I don't mean like he's physically challenged. I mean like
the like fighting
action. It's like if he has an external goal, maybe there's also some internal stuff going on, which seems cool. I feel like that fits Nicolas Cage. He always does fun, wacky stuff, and he's really the king of that type of stuff, he's really good at that stuff.
He nails that.
I feel like this could be something different, but still in the superhero genre, which, this has been said so many times, like in recent years, but like we need different stuff, I guess, for the superhero genre, not like the same stuff over and over again, right?
I think I'm interested in it because they seem to be taking, I don't know the route they're going to take as far as the Spider-Man character goes. To me, it seems like they're actually going to have him play in a detective world, whether he'll be a detective or involved with detectives. I think it's going to be in a detective world, which I think is really cool. And I think what has made some fantastic superhero movies of the more recent years is choosing a kind of like a genre of movie and putting a superhero spin on it. Like Winter Soldier is probably my favorite MCU movie, and I think that's a like spy spy thriller movie maybe with superheroes in a spy thriller movie.
Yeah, you could say that for a lot of the good MCU movies.
Yeah,
like
right?
maybe Guardians of the Galaxy, it's like superhero movie but sci-fi, like with Star Wars, like space opera style.
Yeah. I think Ant-Man's another really good example. It's a heist movie.
Yeah.
And the person who pulled off the heist happens to have superpowers, right?
Yeah.
And I think this could fall in a similar realm where it's a detective movie where there happens to be a superhero, and I think that makes for really interesting
Detective Noir, which is double.
Yeah.
Sorry, is that all you're?
No, that's all I really had to say about that. Yeah.
No, I was going to say on the noir note, because this maybe can lead us into the color discussion too. Yeah. But I think it's interesting that like obviously his name is Spider-Noir, but they're leaning into it like really being a noir, which is like obviously they're known for being black and white is the big thing. But I think like the other main vibe is that it's kind of like detective mystery. It's like a lot of harsh shadows. It's meant to be like not soap opera dramatic, but dramatic in a different way where it's like kind of like this dark and gritty world type of a thing, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really interesting that they're like leaning into that. And I feel like I haven't really seen that many like noirs in my life, you know, like maybe like LA Confidential. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but I don't even know if that's even really considered a noir. Cause like it's a lot of like old movies, right?
Yeah.
You know? So
I don't even know if I've seen a single noir movie in my life, but I also haven't seen many movies made before like the
70s.
Yeah, like the 70s is probably like the oldest my movie.
Yeah, like Jaws.
Goes.
Like
yeah. But I think also making it a noir film, right, with that drama aspect you're saying, right, and maybe the thriller bits to it, does kind of might help the audience create a distinction between this character and our pre-existing notions of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
right. Like he's always that humor.
Yeah, it's that different take, not only on the superhero genre but also on the Spider-Man character.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to know your opinion on the idea of having options.
Okay.
And then also like choosing to make a black and white film or show. Because to me, they've filmed it with the cameras to make a black and white film. I think the character and what I am kind of hoping a story will lean into that. And I think that'll be really cool. So I'm going to be wanting to watch it in black and white. But I've seen a lot of people online basically saying like, if there's color, why am I not going to watch color? Like there's a reason we moved to colored television in movies, right? And so I guess I want your opinion on that.
Okay, so there's a couple different things. Number one, I'm not like super familiar with the most advanced camera technology available for commercial filming, but my assumption is that the intention of the creator, I know they have options, but my assumption is that this is a Spider-Noir known for being black and white. It was filmed, I'm assuming it was filmed in black and white because I'm assuming that was their intention for the creator, how the creator wants people to watch it.
Right.
I mean, obviously there are options, but based on the fact that this is called authentic black and white trailer, what we know about Spider-Noir, it seems like black and white is probably the way that they shot this. Maybe there was a way they could shoot it in both at the same time. But typically if you want something to be be black and white, you shoot it in black and white. It just looks a little better than changing it to black and white later.
Which I think is what they did.
Yeah, I think that's what they did too. So number one, I always like watching things in the way that they were originally intended to be watched, whether that's something like this, or you're watching like a foreign movie and you're watching it in the original language with subtitles.
Right.
Rather than the English dub or whatever.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more true to what the creators wanted you to see.
Yeah.
That being said, like, I don't think there's anything wrong with people wanting to watch this in color, because like there is something to be said for like, you can maybe observe more information about the environment if you see it in color, you know?
Yeah.
Like it does look more true to real life, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm going to also choose it to watch it in black and white because I think that's the style that they are going for. I don't think that's going to like ruin the show if you watch it in color though.
Okay.
You know? And I think if people want to watch it in color, like that's fine. Like again, like I think that it will probably look closer to real life and it might feel more immersive for people. Like black and white might take some people out of it. You know what I mean? But I think the perspective of like, oh, if I can watch it in color, why wouldn't I? And like kind of, I don't think either side like really justified in like forcing their point of view on the other. Like, well, the reason I would choose to watch it in black and white is just because that's a stylistic choice, and it will affect like, you know, the mood or like how you view it. So that was a long-winded answer of me saying like I think that people will be able to like get what they want out of it either way. I would personally choose black and white because it seems like that's the way they want it to be viewed. But I wouldn't hold anyone against anyone for watching it in color. But I don't think that you should be like, this is the right way to watch it. You can't watch it this way. Like I would personally lean towards choosing black and white just because that's what you prefer.
Yeah. I think also as far as the creators or from a money-making perspective, choosing to have both options means more people watch it, right? So I think that's the real reason we have both.
That's a good point, yeah.
If we're just talking like, you know, the real world actuality behind it, that's probably why there's both.
Yeah, if they had only black and white, you're losing a lot of normies. If you have only color, you're ticking off a lot of fans. I think. So,
exactly.
Yeah,
I just wanted your opinion on it, really.
Yeah, so that's a good point. As far as having the choices in general, I think it's a good idea, like you said, from a commercial point of view. From an artistic point of view, I think I'd be like, I mean, I'm not really like a pill when it comes to this, but I think I could understand a creator from an artistic perspective being like, I don't want to do choices. Like, this is the way I want it to be seen.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And there's a balance there between like accessibility and maybe like creativity, artistic expression. So I think I would lean towards like the creator in me would be like, please present this to me in the way that you want it. Like, just give me how you intend to see it. But I'm not mad at the choice. Like, I understand like that it will reach a wider audience. And there's benefits to having both options. You know?
I guess, that's the reason why you will choose to watch it the way you're going to watch it, right? In the black and white. That makes sense. Yeah.
Interesting how this has become a big conversation.
I mean, I didn't think I was going to have that much to say about it before watching the trailer. I thought I was going to be like,
looks good
or looks bad, you know? And I'm excited. That's really all there is to it, I guess.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, we spent more time talking about that one than I thought, but that's really fun. Okay. The next one is actually right here.
Okay, I was looking at the side there. I was like, I think I might know what you're going to click on.
The Mandalorian and Grogu. Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, all right, let's check it out, I guess.
Hey, never touch the buttons. I can use some information.
Whoa, for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a hut.
Close for the night. Thank you.
Gangsters, war criminals.
Long live the Empire.
We'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards.
Oh.
This isn't about revenge. It's about preventing another war.
Strap in.
You will suffer. And then it will be his turn.
Before going into harm's way, check your armor. The kid will live centuries beyond me. I won't always be around to protect him.
Are you scared? You should be.
Do we run? Or do we fight?
I like this kid.
What are you waiting for? save the rest for after dinner.
Okay, my first question. Why does that stroller keep up with a jetpack?
Yeah, I don't know. And it's like not even his stroller.
Yeah.
It's some random baby stroller.
Kid stroller.
Maybe he's using the Force to push it.
Let's go with that.
Okay.
Let's hope that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it seems wildly unsafe. That's not what's going on.
Yeah. Okay, thoughts? I have seen this, I think, without sound. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you see some stuff.
I think. Yeah.
First of all, I was already excited for this movie when that first trailer came out. I think you and I had talked about how I think it's always kind of weird to go from a show to a movie or from movies into a show.
Yeah.
It's kind of odd. And I still, don't love that. But if I am going to get to see what The Mandalorian has been in IMAX, I think I'm like okay with it. Like that's not gonna be the first thing on my mind when I go and see it. They are still going to have to like convince me while I'm watching it that this should be a movie and not another season of a show, right? But the other like big thing that I think I noticed was now we have some idea of the character or the relationship that they're gonna have with Sigourney Weaver's character. Like to me, we have some idea of who she is, assuming the lines they gave us actually correspond to the images we're seeing, right? Like before, all we'd seen was her stop Grogu from snacking or whatever. Right? She took his bowl of snacks. But in this, I'm pretty sure we see a shot of the back of her head while he's looking at a card. I think it's earlier. While he's looking at a card. Yeah, right there. I think it's her. And he's saying that we'll take out every bad guy in your deck of cards, right? So he's basically saying the same thing he did in the show. I'll work for you probably in exchange for something, right? Some information or what have you. Which means she's either someone who is, I don't know how to explain it, someone who hires bounty hunters to take people out, or maybe she's a better person that is quite literally trying to rid the galaxy of bad people, like get rid of the remnants of the Empire, which is what her other line leads me to believe about saying it's not about revenge, it's about preventing another war, right? So I think we now have some idea of who she is. I also now see in this shot that we could see a New Republic symbol on her jacket, which I don't know if we saw that in previous trailers and I just missed it.
This isn't the Rebel, this is the New Republic,
Pretty sure it's New Republic.
Okay.
So I think I think it's cool we have some idea of who she is, basically.
It's interesting hearing your perspective on this, because I did not feel that it was clear to me what the story was. But hearing you say that, it sounds like the story is she's going to hire them and they go and try and take out a bunch of guys that maybe are ex-Empire or building the First Order or whatever it is. Like,
that might be it. That'd be cool.
They're just going to like take out some guys for her.
Yeah.
And maybe they're going on some adventures. Maybe they go see the huts.
Yeah.
So it seems like maybe, and this is what I've heard some people say, it seems very much like an episodic story that it could be season 4 of the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like it seems like the plot is maybe the plot of a television season rather than the plot of a movie.
Yeah.
What are your feelings about that? I mean, I don't feel super strongly that way, but I could see why some people would say that,
I can see that being a concern, and I'm hoping, even if that is kind of what shaped it to be, we will kind of skip the middle section. Maybe we'll see our first interaction with her, we see them do their first job, and then we skip to the huts, or skip to the big bad, or maybe we get a little montage of them taking out a bunch of little people, or something like that, right?
Here's what I think would be interesting is like, maybe we set it up with her. This is like the stuff at the beginning, right? Like we're setting up, it's episode 1 of a season. And it's like, oh, the rest of the season is going to be like each episode we go to a different spot. we have to take out this guy. We encounter obstacles or whatever, and that's kind of how the first couple of seasons of The Mandalorian went. I haven't seen the third one, so I don't know if that's how.
I think the third one is furthest from that.
Okay, gotcha.
As far as I go, but
they typically go to a spot for that week, and then they have some
trouble happen.
They got to help somebody out or do a mission or whatever. I think,
which isn't to say that's a bad way to do a show. Yeah, I like how they did that.
Yeah, no, it's good. I love how they did it. But I'm just saying, like, maybe that wouldn't work as well for a movie if, like, let's say the movie is, we spend the first 20 minutes doing this thing, then we spend the next 30 minutes doing this thing, and then the next 20 minutes doing this thing. Yeah. And it's like, just feels like not like a cohesive through line. It's more just like episodic, generally like addressing this mission for her, but nothing's really tied together. Yeah. Instead of that, what if we set it up sort of like that? Like, this is the first episode of a season. We get into their first mission, and then something happens that's like, oh shoot, this is different. Like,
maybe we don't even get mission 2 or 3.
Yeah, it's like, or maybe something happens that like ties it all together and it kind of makes it feel bigger, and like then we have this climax that like wraps it up.
I like that.
I don't know what that would be, but maybe it's like we've uncovered something here that requires us to accelerate the operation. Maybe something that pulls everyone together for the climax or something.
Yeah. I would much like that. Mm-hmm. I would like that much more than 20 minutes this, 30 minutes this, 20 minutes this. Because that's what I was saying. Like, if I watch it and it's 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, I'm going to think to myself after I come out of the movie theater, why was that not just another season?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that it's almost anything other than that. Mm-hmm. I think the way you explain your idea would be fantastic. I think that'd be really cool. I think a lot of people have a lot of feelings about the sequel trilogy, right?
Yeah.
I think a lot of people want it to be retconned or whatever. That's not gonna happen. Like, let's just be real. That's not gonna happen. Yeah. So I think it'd be cool if we used this or maybe some other movie or show down the line to maybe bridge the gap a little bit between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy.
That would be cool. What I mean? Like, to set it up a little more.
Yeah, like you were saying, maybe the people who are taken down are people trying to create the First Order. Mm-hmm. I think that'd be cool. Even if it's like just a little thing, right? Help it feel connected.
Yeah. I
think that would be really neat. Maybe not necessary for this project, but I think some project going forward, that'd be a cool thing to do. Let's put a pin in that for a second. The idea that like we're bridging the gap between the original trilogy and the sequel trilogy, or maybe in a broader sense that we're covering a part of the Star Wars story that we haven't really delved too deeply into. Unless you like read a ton of books, right?
Yeah.
Which aren't canon anymore or whatever.
But let's say, like, for example, like Andor did something like that, where we dove a little more deeply into the rise of the rebellion, okay? So let's put a pin in that. I'll come back to that later.
Okay. Fantastic.
I wanted to make a comment on her jacket here. So this jacket looks very similar to the jacket that General Draven wears in Rogue One and in Andor. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but like this little insignia here, like, I mean, you already said she's wearing like the New Republic.
Do you think she's going to be part of the crime syndicate? Or whatever he calls it, whatever it's called.
The crime syndicate.
Am I thinking of the wrong person? Who are you thinking of?
No, he's part of the Rebel Alliance.
Who am I thinking of? The guy. Oh, you said Rogue One and Andor?
Yeah.
Just from the name, I skipped straight over to...
like, look at his jacket. He has the same little, like...
He does have the same...
insignia thing.
Yeah, okay. Maybe it isn't the New Republic. Maybe it is the Rebellion.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know. I mean...
That would kind of make sense. You know, someone who's kind of stuck up on preventing the past coming back to the present would remain in that
because Sigourney's in her 70s, so she theoretically in this world would have been there, like even when the New Republic first fell, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, that's just an interesting idea.
Yeah, I did not even see that.
Yeah,
would not have made that connection at all.
Oh well, it's just because I watched Rogue One the other day.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think that something about this that some Star Wars fans will love, some Star Wars fans might not like as much, and then there's probably a lot of non-huge Star Wars fans that don't care. Mm-hmm. I don't know if YouTube gets mad if I say the term for the random Star Wars character that has a name. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
Oh. Well, I guess...
The random Star Wars character that...
Glup Shidos?
Oh,
You know about Gluck Shitos?
Yeah. But like it won't. This is so far into the video, it won't matter yet.
Okay.
If it's like in the first minute, they'll care. But.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of characters that I wouldn't have expected to see in this, but it's really cool.
Like the average person wouldn't care, but you as an animated show watcher.
I don't know, it's so sick.
Like tell me about
like,
it.
I think the biggest name is Zeb.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Rebels character who is the only one of his... Those who know will tell me I'm wrong, but I'm saying this for non-spoilers, basically. He's... I guess we've seen him in Ahsoka, right? But we haven't seen his species anywhere else, right? So he's unique in the same way Yoda's unique, which is really cool.
I forget in Rebels, hasn't most if not all of his people been wiped out by the Empire?
Yeah.
Is he the last one?
Yeah. So he's essentially he's the last one. So he's kind of the same way that people looked at Yoda for a long time, which we probably still look at him the same way now that even though Grogu's just one more, it's like this is it.
Yeah,
it's crazy. This is it.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. I haven't seen Ahsoka yet. I know he's in it for a little bit, but seeing him just makes me even more excited for this movie. Rebels is fantastic, brother. You gotta watch it.
I've seen it. No, I've seen it.
You've seen all of Rebels?
Yeah.
Oh, I watched it.
I watched it before you watched it.
I
just couldn't remember like if he'd all been His
people were wiped out by the Empire.
Yeah.
Which is why he has this whole like dynamic with one of the bad guys because he wants
Callus.
Callus.
Yeah.
You know, wants to take out the last one.
Yeah.
So that's a cool one. And then another one that people have been pointing out since the first trailer, I think, is the big beefy Hutt we see is Rhoda the Hutt.
Yeah.
The little guy who I think we see in Clone Wars for a little bit, which is, I think that's funny and maybe ironic. It's funny to see that little guy turn to this big, beefy gladiator, essentially.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see the kind of cute little guy, like Grogu is now, turn into this monstrosity, which kind of...
Well, and it kind of goes again, it's like the opposite of Jabba, this like lazy, like slug, like... that's interesting too.
Yeah, he's locked in.
Yeah.
So that's a cool one. And then...
Well, okay, first of all, before we move on, he's also voiced by Jeremy Allen White, I'm pretty sure. You know him from The Bear, right? Yeah. That's interesting, isn't it?
That's going to be pretty funny.
Yeah.
Because to me, he's just Carmen from The Bear. I don't think I've seen him in anything else. I know his other big role was...
Iron Claw. The one where Zac Efron is like a wrestler.
I haven't seen that.
It's pretty good. You and Lorelai should watch that.
Okay. Yeah. I know. I've heard that's pretty good. I know he was in Shameless. Like that was his other big role. I think Shameless is his other show. Yeah. When he was younger. I didn't see that one though. So it'll be interesting to me to see him in this.
Yeah.
Then the other one, which was the one I freaked out about first in this trailer, is
Big Hat Man.
Big Hat Man. I can't think of his name.
He's a bounty hunter from
Clone
Wars or Rebels?
Yeah, Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
He might have some appearance in Rebels. I don't remember.
Who does he try and hunt down? Little Boba Fett or?
I think he has interactions with Little Boba Fett, but the way I remember him is there's an arc in Clone Wars where Obi-Wan basically goes undercover as a bounty hunter and basically has like...
Yeah.
Dooku runs this like bounty hunter games.
Isn't that... Oh, yeah. And then doesn't Anakin... That's part of Anakin's feeling betrayed at that point, right?
Yeah. And I think he shows up there. He's so cool. He's a badass. He's fantastic. I am mostly just excited to see any bounty hunter that existed in Clone Wars come into any other project. Like I liked seeing Cad Bane a lot in Book of Boba Fett. I think a lot of people were unhappy with what that show provided for that character, but it's also been... He's old now. He's old. That's fine. I'm not too bothered by that. I think that's really cool. It also leads to the potential of more bounty hunters from Clone Wars, or maybe some guys we saw in the original trilogy, like that lineup. Like the Boss, the Forlome, those guys. I almost said the Boss, Forlome, those guys. Like, that's cool. And then I'm trying to think if I saw anyone else that was like...
I thought he was cool too. I mean, the one thing that Star Wars gets a lot of crap for sometimes is like, oh, it's a cameo fest, you know?
Yeah.
But like it's cool because these aren't guys that like the average audience member is going to be, it's like Luke Skywalker, you know? It's like stuff that rewards like fans, but not fans who are like, actually Ben Quadrant, you know?
Ben Quadrant,
yeah. No, but it's like fans of the shows, of the animated shows, which is fun, you know?
Like, I don't know his name, but there are a lot of people who will be like that, who will be like me, who will see him and go, oh, I know that silhouette, right?
Yeah.
And I'll have, you know, it's just cool. And I'm sure, I said I'm sure, but I don't know. It would be cool if he was like constantly an antagonist to the film, like chasing
them
Din
down,
and
maybe.
Grogu. That'd be cool.
Maybe,
but it's a good chance he's just another one of those cards, right?
Yeah.
Like that's possible.
Yeah.
I think that's really it as far as those characters I was thinking about.
Yeah.
There was something I wanted to ask you that I wanted to know if you had a guess as to which planet this is, or I guess I just wanted to see if you recognize the ships. It was the ones that came out of the tubes. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's right here.
Right here?
Yeah. I don't really know what's going on here. These are some droids that I don't think I've seen before.
Yeah, I don't recognize them. This guy, it's very blurry right now, looks like a guy who's in the Fallen Order games. He's just is like a version. He's just a bad guy.
Mm-hmm. I don't really know what's happening there with the
yeah,
tubes.
because when they first came out, and I see it's not them now, but I thought it was Naboo starfighters, which would be so cool. But I don't think that's what it is. They obviously wouldn't even fit in those tubes, right?
It looks more similar to like Yavin, I guess. But,
I agree. Yeah.
No, that's interesting. I am curious to know more about what's going on here. But I wanted to point out that this guy over here who like has this shop.
Yeah.
He's voiced by Martin Scorsese.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, can I hear him again?
Yeah.
I can use some information.
Whoa, for this price, I'll tell you whatever you want.
I'm looking for a hut.
Close for the night. Thank you.
That's so good. Okay. That's awesome.
You know, he's like a prestige director or whatever, and the only other voice role I can remember him doing is what's his name? The pufferfish from Shark Tale.
Yeah.
I don't know
his name. Yeah. That was, you said he was voiced by voiced by Martin Scorsese, and immediately I thought of the pufferfish, even though I know he's so much bigger than that. Like,
Well, I just think it's, it's obviously funny, but I just also think it's interesting, like, because he's like said in the past that he doesn't view Marvel movies as cinema.
Oh.
Like he's been like, that's not, I don't remember the exact quote, but the he wasn't like super blunt with it, but the basic gist of it was like, that's like cheap popcorn entertainment. Like the movies that like I and like other directors like make that are like big dramas, Oscar, like that's real cinema. Like that's basically the gist of what he said. That's
generally what he was saying, yeah.
So it's interesting that he's like voicing a Star Wars character.
Yeah.
That's like a big franchise thing, you know?
Yeah. I wonder how they got him to do this part, I guess. Because I don't want to hate on either franchise necessarily because I enjoy both Marvel and Star Wars very much. Mm-hmm. But I think Star Wars hasn't gotten to that same level of the general public kind of having a bad taste in their mouth, right?
Well, I think it depends. Like the TV show, I think the Marvel stuff is just more recent, so you don't feel like that, especially because like recent things like Andor have gotten good reception, Skeleton Crew got reasonable reception, but like the Acolyte, Mandalorian season 3, those didn't really get good reception. And if you go back to the actual movies, like people were mad at Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker.
I guess the things. I also have I think I'm a lot lighter on Star Wars than a lot of other people are.
Fair.
I think I enjoy this franchise so much that I can.
But you hate the sequels.
I hate the sequels. But here's the thing. I hate the sequels, and a lot of people I talk to very much disliked Acolyte, and a lot of people didn't like Skeleton Crew. A lot of people really didn't like it. And I thought Skeleton Crew was so fun. I thought it was such a cool, different view of the Star Wars world, and that's what I want from so many projects. And I think the Acolyte got too much hate. I think there's a couple things that it did that I didn't love, but I thought it was a cool story. I thought it was cool for us as an audience to see that High Republic era finally in some sort of film, even though it's a TV show.
I mean, I haven't seen it, but I haven't
a lot of
seen
people don't
Skeleton
like
Crew
it.
either, but
I enjoyed both of them. I enjoyed Skeleton Crew more, and a lot of people really didn't like the most recent season of Mandalorian, brother. I didn't have anywhere near as big of a problem.
okay. Well, okay.
Like,
so maybe
I guess my point is this. Yes, you're probably right. It is a time difference thing, right? But I'm also just, I don't understand where a lot of the dislike or hatred for Star Wars is coming from versus Marvel. I can look at what they've chosen to do in the recent years, not just the projects, but the studio themselves, the actions they've taken, and it leaves a bad taste in my mouth, right? And so I think I can understand why Scorsese would be more willing to jump into this.
I see.
Than a Marvel Studios product.
So I just wanted to, I totally understand what you're saying. I just want to jump back to the Mandalorian season 3 really quickly because a lot of people didn't like it as much, but I haven't seen it, but I want to say that a lot of that isn't even due to the quality of the season itself, but just so much the idea that like The Mandalorian had a really nice little conclusion with season 2 where Grogu goes off to do training, and then Book of Boba Fett came in and like kind of was Mandalorian season 2.5 and kind of undid the ending of season 2. Thereby season 3, it's like, well, the point of the first 2 seasons was building up to this moment, and now it's undone. Like we're back to like, and so I just want to say, like that could be some of the resistance to it is because people really
were satisfied.
Yeah, we're satisfied with the ending of season 2, at least to some degree. It was like, and like you could maybe continue their story, but the way that season 3 Book of Boba Fett and season 3 continued the story, it felt like it was going back on what happens in season 2. And so I just want to throw this idea out here. Imagine season 3 of the book or of Mandalorian never happens, and Mandalorian isn't a part of Book of Boba Fett. The last thing we saw of Grogu and Mando is the end of season 2 where they split up, okay? And now we have this movie coming out, and maybe it's like they're reuniting for the first time, and this is the first time we're seeing them on screen together since they've separated, and it's a movie. I feel like that feels like a more significant movie event that would get people more excited than
I suppose
than what we have now, you know?
I suppose. I think, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. I think that does make for a more exciting and interesting movie event.
Yes. Yeah.
And on that note, maybe that's just another reason why or another thing to think about and consider why they chose to make a movie rather than another season of the show.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so I'm really hoping for them to show me a reason why it's worthwhile to do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And again, I'm excited for this, and I'm going to have some reservations because it's been a TV show up until this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if it's just coming out as a movie because Star Wars needs a movie, that's bogus. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah.
And I hope that they make a fantastic movie, and I go, wow, why was I ever worried?
Yeah. I hope so too. All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about with this trailer?
Yeah, there's one more thing. I think I wouldn't really have wanted to talk about it if we hadn't talked about the Helldivers movie. They show us a very specific scene of his helmet getting ripped off.
Ripped off? I thought it was already off.
I think we see someone take it off him, which
You should be.
I think it's before this.
Okay.
Zed's so cool.
Yeah.
I think that right there. Yeah.
Does it seem like he's here? Like with the bounty hunter? Or that, maybe he's...
I think when he's talking to the Hutts, which season 3 ends off in a way where it's not crazy that his helmet comes off. I don't want to say too much. I don't like tell you spoilers, I guess. Where it's not crazy that his helmet comes off, but it's interesting that it comes off here, and then we see another scene that seems to be in the same area, same space, where he's going to be fighting without the helmet, right? It's just interesting that we're showing his face at least some significant amount
in the trailer.
In the trailer, and then therefore in the movies. Like, how is it going to become a common thing? We just like taking it off?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Good question. I have heard people voice some amount of concern about that.
And how much of that is just because Pedro Pascal is that big of a name now? Just having his face out there is good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know. That's a good question.
Like, it's just, I just wanted to touch on that because we were talking about the helmet situation.
Yeah.
And they've now shown us he's not going to be wearing the helmet the whole movie.
Well, not the whole movie, but
I mean, yeah, probably for a majority of it, right?
Well, I don't know. He takes off there. He seems to be wearing it for most of it, except for there, and then the part where he's like with
Fighting
the
a snake or whatever.
Yeah.
Which does, looking at the background of the snake thing, seems like maybe he got dropped in a pit, Jabba style.
Yeah,
know?
I mean, it seems like, is he the one fighting Rhoda here? Rhoda the Hutt?
It seems like it.
Yeah, it's like over here somewhere, right? Or maybe not that far.
I think it was
like
right in the middle somewhere. Oh, yeah, there it is. You found it.
Yeah.
He's got the helmet on there, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
So it seems like mostly he's going to be wearing the helmet. It's just interesting that such a defining characteristic for the character for the first 2 seasons, at least, was the helmet, right? Like, it was a big thing to take it off.
And he obviously doesn't have it on in a couple
Doesn't have
spots.
it. Yeah.
Like, you would think maybe you'd want to save that for the movie, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like
that does happen.
Yeah, because we've all seen his face. We all know it's Pedro Pascal, but to show us not only his helmet being taken off, or his helmet coming off, but someone else taking the helmet off is interesting to put in a trailer, I guess. Mm-hmm. Like, that would be to me, that'd be a thing to watch in the theater.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah, that's
basically.
interesting.
So not super important.
Yeah. Okay, before we go on to the final trailer that I wanted to watch, I just want to circle back to what I said before about like filling in the gaps between like different points in the Star Wars timeline that we know about. So there's one piece of news updates that I forgot to mention. Sorry, there's one piece of news I forgot to mention in the updates section related to Star Wars, which is that Steven Soderbergh, who have you heard about this? He's known for writing like a lot of talkie drama movies. They're pretty interesting. He's not like the most prestigious writer of all time, but he is known for his like skill with dialogue and all that type of stuff. It's like very interesting. His movies, I think, are very interesting. Yeah. He's done like Black Bag, I think, I don't know if you've heard of that, but it's the one where like Michael Fassbender is related to, I can't speak right now. Michael Fassbender is married to Cate Blanchett, and they're both spies. And Michael Fassbender is spying on a bunch of other spies, including Cate Blanchett, to figure out who is the traitor, basically.
Interesting.
I think they're CIA spies or whatever. Okay. This one, Black Bag. Ocean's 11, cool, yeah. So a lot of like stuff like that. He actually did Magic Mike, Contagion.
Contagion,
like,
okay. A
lot of interesting kind of Logan Lucky, a variety of different things, right?
Yeah.
This one's really interesting. Sex, Lies, and Videotape. This is one of his first movies. It takes place, I believe, all in one single room. Oh, shoot. I'm pretty sure, at least. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm thinking of a different one. Does it have Ethan Hawke in it? Because I feel like... No, it doesn't. Maybe I'm getting this confused with a different one. Disregard what I was saying.
Okay, I can do that. Go on.
But anyways, I just think he's an interesting writer. He said, basically here, that he worked on a Hunt for Ben Solo movie for 2.5 years, and then Disney decided to cancel it. Okay. Hunt for Ben Solo, let me just ask you this. Hunt for Ben Solo, does that give you the impression that it's before the events of the sequel trilogy? Okay, that's what I thought too, right?
To me, it sounds like somewhere in between the little flashback we get of Luke almost murdering Ben when he's his Padawan or whatever, and Force Awakens. Somewhere in there is what it sounds like to me. Yeah. What were you saying?
And because the reason apparently that Disney decided to scrap it was because they didn't see how Ben Solo could be alive.
So, okay. So there's 2 options here. There's 2 options to me, right? One, they were either going to have some crazy voodoo nonsense. Ben Solo's going to be alive and, Rey and the gang or something are trying to find him. Yeah. Which, crazy because he died in her arms, so they should know where he's at, right? Yeah. Also, don't bring him back alive. Please. Yeah. Please don't bring him back alive. That's our first option. Yeah. Our second option is that the executives at Disney or whoever is in charge of shutting that down was so far removed from this project that they thought it was going to take place after the sequel trilogy rather than where I assumed it was going to be taking place before the sequel trilogy.
The hunt for Ben Solo. Like, why would it even be after the sequel trilogy? Like, that reasoning doesn't make any sense, right? Like,
it's so bad.
Okay, like, let's not make the Andor series because how could Andor be alive? Because he's dead. You know, it's like that, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. Let me calm down for a minute here.
This is in the news because he was irritated by this, and so he said he talked to the media about this. Steven Soderbergh did. Both he and Adam Driver were into this. Adam Driver was like, "Let's do this." He was like, "Let's do this," and Disney said no. What would you? So let's hold on. Let me give you some direction here.
Go for it.
How would you feel about this movie? Like, if they did a movie like this, would you be excited for that?
Okay. Excited by an announcement? Not necessarily. Mm-hmm. I get an announcement. I think to myself, that's interesting. Ben Solo is one of the more interesting characters to come from the sequels to me. Possibly my favorite part of the sequels. Even though they butcher him. Oh my days.
Wait, isn't that just because, okay, is that partially because that, like, when Star Wars makes an announcement, you're like, okay, Star Wars, you've made so many announcements, like, what have you followed through? Like, where's this movie about this? There's movie, like, is that part of the reason? Or is it just
I don't have a lot of trust in Disney following through on promises.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Blade. Yeah. Sorry.
Disney's been struggling.
Basically.
Yeah. So the announcement, cool. Seems like an interesting project. I would want some set photos. I would want to know the plot. I would want to see a trailer.
Mm-hmm. But out of all the ideas that Disney could come up with, this is a pretty enticing one, in my opinion. Right?
Yeah, I don't see a world in where we're going to retcon the sequels and do something else.
Yeah.
Right? So make me believe it. Make me understand how we got from the original trilogy to the sequels, right?
Yeah.
This is a step towards that.
Yeah.
And maybe it would offer some insight into, one, how he goes from Ben Solo to Kylo Ren. And then maybe we get a peek into his psyche and understand how he goes back from Kylo Ren to Ben Solo, which is a whole other conversation, right?
Sure. Yeah.
I would be interested. 100% I'd be interested in seeing that project come to life. Mm-hmm. Part of that is because of Adam Driver. I think he's a fantastic actor, right? I think even if he's playing, maybe a little bit younger of Ben Solo, I don't think he's aged crazily since the end of the sequels. That it would be that big a deal.
I mean, it's very similar to Rogue One and Andor.
Yeah, right. It's not that crazy.
Yeah.
I would have been down for that. I'm once again disappointed in Disney, I guess, that this happened. I just don't understand where that miscommunication comes from. This is not.
Let's just say for a second that they said that's the reason. Maybe that's not the real reason. Okay.
Yeah.
So it feels like they're just really gun shy. They've seen how fans have responded to a lot of, like, the sequel trilogy, Solo, like the Obi-Wan show, was a little divisive. It feels like they're just a little shy. Like, I don't know. I mean, obviously somehow Palpatine returned. Like, that ticked a lot of people off, Yeah. But there's a line to be drawn between, like, mitigating risk or whatever and, like, not, like, taking any chances at all. What I'm saying is they're afraid of failure.
Yeah.
They're afraid of taking off the fans more. But if you never shoot for anything great, like, they had to make all those Disney Plus shows because they have to justify Disney Plus's existence.
Yeah.
They haven't really made any movies in a long time, and it feels like they're scared. They need to go for something, because you can't just be like, you can't let this kind of stuff get to you when you're a company as big as Disney. Like, yeah, people weren't happy with the sequel trilogy, but that's because you got scared of the response to Last Jedi, and then you messed up Rise of Skywalker because you were so scared. Like, just commit to something, believe in the storytellers that you hire to make something good. I don't know. I think I'm just rambling at this point.
No, I mean, I think you're right. I think like what you said is true, and I think that's not just a Star Wars issue. Like it's a Disney-wide issue, right? Like I think
that's why they hired Robert Downey Jr. They got scared.
Right?
Yeah.
And they know that people are gonna come see a movie with RDJ in it, right?
Yeah.
I think that's also a reason that we're getting, and this might be a bit of a deeper conversation, a bit more complex, but I think that could be part of the reason we're getting so many live action remakes, when I would love to see whatever animated project Disney wants to make,
original
right?
Animated
Make something new
family
for me.
movies,
But they know people like Stitch, people like Moana, so we got / are getting those live action movies, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's all about money. I mean, but the thing is, like, when you're focused only on what is going to make the most money, it actually could backfire, because
100%.
What makes the most money isn't necessarily what people are most familiar with. I mean, that is sure guaranteed.
It helps.
That's guaranteed, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's when you make something inspired, something that is like actually unique or like creatively bountiful or whatever, something that that's what actually connects with people and will lead to making money in the long term. Because doing stuff like this, I think Disney's had several movies that haven't made money in the past few years, because they're just playing it so safe.
They're not reaching for anything.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, I'm not going to see, Snow White or whatever, like, so it could end up backfiring, like playing it safe. You think you're guaranteeing yourself at least a certain threshold, but if you actually take shots, like classic Disney was like, let's tell this story, you might have some misses, Treasure Planet, right?
Yeah. Well, what I was gonna say is, like, we were just talking about Brother Bear before we started filming this.
Yeah.
That is like such a wild idea, right? Like who would even think of that?
Yeah.
And might be my favorite Disney movie, right? Like,
and I don't think, again, like, even if it doesn't make a ton of money, like it wins some fans over, like you.
It creates that impact.
And it makes things like Mulan or The Little Mermaid or Lion King that much more impactful,
right?
Because like that does like reach a wider audience. Like if you have a movie and it doesn't make as much money as you want, if it's a good movie and it's creative and it like tells a story well, if you tell a good story, you're winning fan goodwill.
Yeah.
And even if you are guaranteeing yourself money by, sticking to stuff that's familiar or whatever, you are in the process of losing fan goodwill or whatever. And that will negatively impact you in the long run. I don't know. It's just
it feels cowardly. Like that's what I can simplify my feelings down to, I guess.
Yeah.
And as we've been talking about this and we've been sitting on this, my question is, you said, maybe that wasn't their actual reason, right? Like, we don't know. Mm-hmm. Obviously, no one other than people who made the decision know the reason for it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're trying so hard to move on from the sequel trilogy that they just don't want to touch the characters, right? They see Ben Solo and they go, "Oh, he was in bad projects. We shouldn't do anything with that character."
What about that Rey movie that they're supposed to be doing? I don't know.
Yeah,
but that's a good point. Like, that is a good point.
I don't know how they're making their calls. I
think it's more like, if you see Disney like Star Wars projects not happening and you're like, well, sometimes that happens with Disney Star Wars. They announce something, they don't do it, or like. Generally, I'm not too disappointed, but I think this feels more disappointing because he says he spent 2.5 years working on it. He's made a lot of good movies. Adam Driver was signed on. He's the best part of the sequel trilogy. Like, it just seems like something that was more promising. Yeah. Which makes it more disappointing, right? Like, it could have been terrible maybe, but I don't know.
We'll never know, really, right?
Yeah.
It is, I agree with you. It does feel like a bigger letdown with the amount of things going on behind it versus, we get a title for something and then it gets scrapped.
Yeah.
That's not that big a deal.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we'll Snyder cut it and fans will be like, Let's do it, and they'll.
I don't know. I think Disney's a little more greedy than Warner Brothers is.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. They're both. I don't know.
Let's not even get into Warner Brothers. I don't know if you've heard about all the stuff going on with them, but yeah,
I don't think so.
I mean, we don't have to talk about on camera. I'll explain to you off camera at some point. But basically, it's like Netflix and Paramount are both bidding to buy Warner Brothers, and it's like very messy.
I did hear about that.
Greed stuff.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
Okay, so last trailer, the Toy Story trailer, which I haven't seen yet.
Sorry for that spoiler.
No, it's okay. Okay. No, number one, before we even watch this, I like the Toy Story movies. Oh, I like all of them. I like Toy Story. I like the fourth one the least, but it's fine. Like,
I think I remember the fourth one the least. I don't know if that necessarily means I like it the least, but I know I don't remember it as well.
So I like all of them. I think for me, it's probably mostly nostalgia based. I like Toy Story 2 the best, the first Toy Story second best, the third one. A lot of people say it's like better than the second one. I like it the third most, probably just because I was a little older by the time that one came out.
So for you, you're going 2, 1, 3, 4?
Yeah, and I do like 4. I feel like 3 kind of wraps out Andy's story, and then 4 kind of wraps out, has more for Woody because he's moving on from Andy,
Yeah.
But I felt like 4, I'm like, okay, good conclusion. I don't know that the fourth one was necessary because I felt a good conclusion with the third one, but I think that you were able to tell a story that was supplemental and felt satisfactory at the end. Doing a fifth one, I'm like, okay, like, what else are we doing here?
Yeah.
That's my initial thoughts before watching the trailer.
Do you know generally what the plot of the movie is? Because
I've heard iPad. That's what I've heard.
I think, what I know is iPad versus toys, I think.
Okay.
I don't know how dramatic that's going to get.
And maybe, so here's what, okay, let's watch it. We
can watch it and then talk about it. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Do you forget to Karen Beverly to be your beloved bride?
Yeah! I now pronounce you husband and knife. Poison the maid of honor!
Bonnie, there's a package for you. Thank you. Hi there.
Oh, no.
Let's play.
Extinction! Not again!
Okay.
Bonnie, screen time's over now.
Okay.
I want to talk to you, device.
Please, call me Lily.
Me and the toys have been working all summer to try and get Bonnie to make friends.
Yeah.
But then you had to ruin
Got
it.
it.
You're not even listening to me.
I'm always listening. See? Now look here. Me and the toys have been working all summer. No, in Spanish. What?
Yeah, I got dibs on behind the dresser.
Woody! Jesse, hello? Is it as bad out there for toys as they say it is?
We're finding more abandoned toys each day.
We're down! Tex invaded our house, too.
I don't know, Jesse. Toys are for play, but tech is for everything.
I'm losing Bonnie to this device.
You got a friend. Woody! Came here as fast as I could.
Why are you wearing a dress, Woody?
It's called a poncho, Forky.
Someone needs a brown marker.
Halt! Who goes there? Whoa, whoa, whoa! I come in peace.
It's been too long, cowboy.
What are you, some sort of old man toy?
What?
She thinks you're old because you're bald, Woody.
Bonnie needs help from someone at least from the same century. So long, toys.
We're gonna need backup. No way. Just give me away, boss.
Our mission on this planet is to make a child happy.
You just remember what you're passing.
Bonnie still needs us. Come on, Bullseye.
But you stay here. I'm going with them.
You don't think I can do it?
Nice poncho.
It's good to see them fighting again.
It sure is.
Okay. I think I have less specific things to talk about or ask you about in this trailer. And rather a bigger question on the messaging of the movie.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of where I was going to. Yeah.
I guess first I'll say that like there's a part of me that wants to watch it, and I think a lot of it is the nostalgia of Toy Story, right? Like
yes, yeah.
You know, like Toy Story's had so many movies that almost everyone our age or a little bit older, or like older and then
millennials through maybe Gen Alpha. I don't know. Maybe this is their this
is theirs. Yeah, has had a Toy Story movie, right? Like grown up on Toy Story, basically.
Yeah.
But so I'm interested. I will probably watch it, even if it's just for that nostalgia kick.
Only Woody can defeat AI.
Yeah. But I guess from what the trailer shows, it seems to be very anti-technology, I guess, which is an interesting route to take. And on top of that, I guess I want to talk to you about like, when is it, how do I ask this? When do we, I guess the best way I can talk to you about it like this. When we were growing up, right, we had a lot of those like Harry Potter and those Lord of the Rings and those He-Man action figures. You remember those? And then at some point in time, I can't tell you when it was, we stopped playing with them, right? And more than likely, that was us growing out of it, finding something else, or more importantly, probably like us getting into school and that taking over, like homework, taking over more of our life outside of school, friends taking over more of our life outside of school, right? Taking over sounds like a bad word. Taking up, I guess is the word I should use. And so those things kind of fall to the side. And so like, I can't pinpoint when that was, but there's going, like, we saw it with Andy, right? And there's going to be a time in Bonnie's life, that's the girl's name, right? Where she's not going to want to play with toys anymore. Should the reason she stops playing with toys be because of an iPad? No, that's kind of sad, right? But it's gonna happen. But we've just spent so much time with these toys that I think the audience kind of is led to believe, or led to think that what the toys want is right, right? They think that they're made to be played with. They want kids to be playing with them, and so for Bonnie to not want to do that seems ridiculous. But you and I and every adult knows that eventually you move on from things, and that was kind of where Toy Story 3 went as far as Andy's story, right?
Yes.
And so I don't know how they're approaching that angle.
So, okay, a couple of things. I see what you're saying about like, we are from the perspective of the toys. I think that I felt they addressed that adequately with Toy Story 3. I felt that a lot of the message was that like, yeah, you do move on from toys and like, that's okay for that to happen. And that was also part of like Woody's arc there, because he has to realize that like, but Andy moving on from from toys doesn't mean that like there wasn't another kid, Bonnie, who could play with the toys, right? So like I think there's a difference between us as individuals moving on from whatever our interests are, whether that's toys as kids or whatever, and society as a whole changing what they use, so that they spend their time on and their habits. And I think that ties into the technology aspect, where people spend so much more time with technology now than they did when we were kids, right? And so I think that's kind of more of the aspect of that it seems like they're approaching. It's not necessarily that like technology is evil or bad or like can't be.
I don't know. That iPad seemed pretty evil.
Well, it did, but think about it like this: like, how many kids movies like does the bad guy also go through an arc, a growth, and ultimately it's like, you know what? I've changed too.
True.
We can share the spotlight, because I think that that's the way that you would want to go with a movie like this. You don't want, especially in today's, I mean, it would be such a narrow-minded approach if the way that this plot plays out, it's like, oh, we defeated the iPad, Bonnie only wants to play with toys again now. Like, that's not realistic for the world. Maybe it's like a nostalgic thinking message, but like tech is reality of today's world, and it's only going to become more and more prevalent. So I really think that that a better direction is that the iPad also goes through a character arc, and at the end, the toys and the iPad are both okay with each other being a part of Bonnie's life, and Bonnie has a balanced life, right?
Balanced life, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I think that like the idea isn't that we shouldn't move on. We shouldn't view technology as evil and like toys or whatever, like tangible things as like the only good things. I think that the message should be more like, yes, technology is here and we can use it, but let's not forget about something like toys is maybe a metaphor for things that other ways that we spend our time outside of technology that also bring value to our life in different ways.
Yeah, that's fair.
So all that is to say, I haven't heard great things about this trailer. The general sentiment is like, oh, another one. Like, this doesn't even look that good or whatever. From, I guess, my peers. Like, I haven't really seen much online discussion.
Okay.
But after watching it, I'm like, okay, I think even if this is theoretically a cash grab, I do think that what they decided to do here is an interesting way to take Toy Story in the modern day and could provide a fun, entertaining story that also is like applicable and new, and can provide like a new point of view from like Toy Story, from toys, talking toys in today's world with tech, I guess. You know? So this makes me more optimistic than I was before I watched the trailer. Yeah.
Okay. That's good to hear. I think the idea you have for the way to tell the story is probably the way to do it. And I also, forget that it's a kid's movie, right? And so if that's the route they take, that's a relatively good message, I guess, to give to children and the parents who are going to take their kids to go see this, right? Yeah. They can leave the theater and be like, see, iPad's good and all. Let's do some other stuff. Kind of merge that into their lives. Yeah. I also think it's interesting that you said like your peers were having kind of negative opinions on it, because I wasn't thinking of it as a kid's movie, but as you were talking, I was like, oh, it's a kid's movie. And your peers are like all adults, right? So like it's not necessarily for them. But at the same time, how much do the creators of this have to be thinking is Toy Story 5? We now have people who grew up watching Toy Story 1 through 4
who have kids
coming to see this, right? So we want to think of how, like, you and I, like people our age or a little older with kids or whatever are gonna view it as well, right? But I guess I'm kind of neutral. Like, I'll watch it. Like, I'm gonna be watching it. That's not even a question.
I will say that with animated or family movies in the past 2 to 3 years, maybe even since COVID, animation is the most surefire way to kill it at the box office. Like, families still go and see movies more than other people do. So
that's fair.
And parents are the ones making the decisions to buy those tickets, right? So I feel like this is going to make, this comes out this year, right? In theaters June 19. I feel like this is going to definitely make at least $1 billion. Like,
oh yeah.
Well, I mean, we were talking kind of just about like the merits of like the movie itself and like the critical response. Even if the movie's terrible, I think it's going to make $1 billion. I don't think it's going to be terrible, but even if it's mediocre, I think it's going to make $1 billion.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Disney Pixar film coming out in the summer. Like, it's going to make some money, right? That's not even a question, I guess.
But it feels like more than a cash grab to me based off that trailer,
Yeah, and I think hearing you talk about it convinced me of that, because I was looking at like, you're just gonna like tell me iPad bad. Like,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But I think, assuming they go down a similar route as to what you were theorizing, I think you're right. A little more than a cash grab.
Yeah.
Anything that's going to be something 5, I'm a little hesitant about, you know?
What was the last, like, 5th movie in the franchise that you were like, banger? Well,
let me tell you, the 2 series that come to mind for having 5 or more movies are Harry Potter, which 5th movie, banger.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Movie. Yeah, top 3 maybe.
Yeah. And Fast and Furious.
Fast 5? I don't even remember what happened.
I don't remember. No, I don't remember.
I think, is that the one where we meet The Rock, maybe? I think we meet The Rock in that one.
3 is Tokyo Drift.
4 is Fast and Furious. I think that's the bank vault being dragged.
He's in the one with the bank vault.
Maybe that's Fast 5 then.
Rock's definitely in the one with the bank vault.
I don't know.
Point is, those are 2 series I thought of that have 5 or more movies.
Yeah.
And Fast and the Furious has a... people tend to think it got worse as it went on, generally, right?
I do think that people tend to view Fast 5 as like the peak of the franchise.
Okay.
Like, I do think that people tend to think that.
Okay.
Let me double check really quickly. Let's look at Fast and I can't type. Furious. Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, there's 11 of them? I haven't seen the past like 3.
Oh, Furious 7 has the highest...
That is also the last movie that Paul Walker ever did.
Right.
So there's a little bit of...
bias there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Fast 5 is number 2. Fast Furious 6. And then we get...
then we start to get Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, yeah. And then we get like
Fate of the Furious.
Now we're in the rotten section instead of the fresh section with F9.
Okay.
The first one...
Really?
Fast X. Wait, they've done 10?
What? I did know they did 10.
That's crazy. I thought we were still on like 9. I don't know. Tokyo Drift, Too Fast, Too Furious, and then...
I'm surprised that...
This is crazy. This one is number 4, and then the Fast 5 is number 2.
Wow, maybe I gotta like reread the synopsis of these, because I would have those lower ones way higher. Like,
well, maybe you just like the
really
maybe just like the racing.
2.
Maybe just like the racing.
Yeah,
better
the first
than
2 are fantastic.
Better than the cars jumping buildings or
I also
whatever.
really like Tokyo Drift. I know a lot of people don't. I thought Tokyo Drift is fantastic.
I think I've definitely seen 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5, maybe 6, definitely 7. I don't think I've seen 8, 9, or 10.
I definitely haven't seen 9 or 10. I don't think I've seen 8. Depending on which one's 4 and 5, I maybe have only seen one of those. I don't know which one, but I think I've seen everything 1 through 7. And then the last 2, I'm not too sure.
Yeah. Okay, we kind of got off track, but
yeah.
My point is that the 5th one was considered one of the best ones.
Yeah. So you're saying this is gonna be the best Toy Story movie?
Maybe. The 5th James Bond with Daniel Craig was the last one. No Time to Die.
Got it. Okay. Did you saw that one?
I did. I thought it was fine. Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen all the other Daniel Craig James Bond movies?
I haven't seen Spectre, which was the one right before that, the 4th.
Where are you putting the last one in your ranking? I
don't remember the second one too well. Quantum of Solace.
Okay.
I think I'd put Skyfall at number 1. That's the 3rd one, and then the first one, Casino Royale, at number 2.
And I guess that leaves
the fifth and the
one.
second one. I don't know. I don't remember the second one too well, but okay. I would put. I'm assuming I would put it last and have the 5th one third. Oh yeah, Mission Impossible.
Yeah, Mission Impossible.
The 5th one is good there.
I don't know which one that is.
Rogue Nation, that's a good one.
Oh,
I think that might be one of my favorites. I like Rogue Nation. I also like. I think Fallout actually is my favorite.
Oh, no, RT. I don't know if that's gonna give it. Oh.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Let's see. So, I mean, Rotten Tomatoes isn't like the most reliable.
Yeah, but it's just an easy thing to find, right?
Fallout,
okay.
Dead Reckoning.
I haven't
Part
seen
1
the most recent 2.
Is the second highest on Rotten Tomatoes?
Yeah, most recent.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the most recent two.
I thought this one was good, but I didn't think it was better than Rogue Nation and Ghost Protocol.
I loved Ghost Protocol, bro.
Yeah.
I thought that one was fantastic.
Yeah.
I will say I haven't seen all the Mission Impossible, so I don't know how I would rank any of them, I guess. But I know I really enjoyed
I
Ghost
generally
Protocol.
like Mission Impossible. I think honestly, the last two were my least favorite, maybe.
Really?
Yeah.
It's Dead Reckoning Part 1 and 2? Is that what that
Dead
is?
Reckoning and the Final Reckoning.
Oh, wait.
Yeah. I still like
So
them.
wait. Can I just check something real quick?
Oh, they changed the name.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
it was Dead
cool.
Reckoning Part 1, and then, they made it the Final
They
Reckoning.
didn't just change it. They haven't gone back and changed it to Dead Reckoning?
No, they changed it to the Final Reckoning. They were like, and they've retroactively just called this one Dead Reckoning, and they've taken away the Part 1. But like Mission Impossible 2 is the lowest ranked one. I can see why it's the lowest ranked one. It's the one where he has long hair, and
Is that the one with the whole... No,
that's one we owned on
sorry.
DVD when we were kids. You don't remember that? Okay.
I don't think I remember the first three. I'll be so real.
It has Dougray Scott. He was the guy who almost played Wolverine instead of Hugh Jackman back in the day.
I don't know. I don't know that face.
Okay, well, anyways, I like this one better. The first one I like better than the last two. The second one, maybe not. Third one, this might be actually one of my favorites, even though people don't like it as much. But
Yeah.
Fourth is great. Fifth and sixth are great. And then seventh and eighth.
I know this isn't the most important rabbit hole we're going down, but just I was thinking about it. How many Jason Bourne movies are there?
Well, with Matt Damon,
That's what I'm thinking.
Four?
Okay, so you didn't get to 5.
if you have the Jeremy Renner one, then it's 5. But
I know that one existed, so.
the Bourne Legacy, where it's like,
Oh, you're so right. You're so right. I forgot about that one.
Yeah.
Oh, you're so right.
yeah.
I was just trying to think of a series that have 5 movies, I guess.
Yeah.
And I know that's like not the most important thing. I was
that's fair.
thinking.
Okay. Anything else on Toy Story 5 that you wanted to bring up?
I mean, what we've learned is based on the pattern, it's going to be the best Toy Story.
Well, yeah, maybe. I guess so. Yeah. I did like this YouTube comment which says it's pretty poetic that Jessie is basically experiencing what Woody went through when he first met Buzz. That is interesting. Yeah. that she feels like she's being replaced like Woody felt with Buzz.
Yeah.
So I do like that parallel, but while I did pitch that idea of like, the story with tech and like having them like work together in the end, that does feel very reminiscent of the first one. And I don't want it to be like a carbon copy of what we had with like Buzz and Woody, where it's like the more advanced toy replaces the other toy, and then eventually the kid can play with both of them. Like,
I guess I don't think we'll get the like quite copy and paste simply because the first one is, how do I explain it? The first one is butting heads with each other, right? Just Woody and Buzz. Almost all of the toys figure out a way to work with Buzz, right? They kind of welcome him into the group, even though it's kind of weird to start. And the big issue is that Woody is the favorite toy and he gets dethroned, right?
Right.
And so we're watching from his point of view. And Woody and Buzz then go and struggle together and become friends.
That's
right.
True. This
Versus
is a bit different.
This one is everyone kind of
toys,
feels distant.
Yeah. It's
right?
just like maybe this is just like an homage or like just a nice little parallel there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Okay, I don't think we quite have time for the last bit I wanted to do today. So we can save that for like maybe a special episode that we'll do.
I'm absolutely down for that.
Okay, so I think that just does about...
That's it for today?
That's it for today, yeah.
Okay, well, it's been real.